Hi 21 Day Crew. Today we're working triceps. So the tricep is actually a function muscle, believe it or not. We do love it to look good in a tank top. But God forbid you ever fall down on one side, the tricep is actually what is going to push you up off the ground. Stick with me. Team, today's video is a little shorter than 15 minutes. It's about 8 or 9. You're gonna start with a kickback. Now, I need to tell you, I am using 17-pound weights. Why? I like to use heavy weights for my arms, on my legs when I can, because the more muscle you use, the more calories you burn, the more post-metabolic burn you have, all right? Now, you have bigger muscle groups in your lower body, which helps your testosterone, your hormones, all kinds of things. We burn calories in the lower body as well. Also, for any of my older folks out there, this helps with the crepiness. So go a little heavier today when you're doing your triceps. So I went from 17 to 12. We've got 12 kickbacks. And then we're gonna go to an overhead tricep extension. Now I've been teaching you to keep your elbows in and press up. Awesome. Now we're gonna go into a one arm side. I call it a skull crusher because you're still trying not to hit the skull, but you're taking that weight behind your head. I have a 10-pound weight. I am taking that other arm across my body to keep my core nice and strong. Anywhere between 8 and 10, depending on the size of weight you're using. Now we're gonna move into what's called a tricep push-up. Your arms have to be super glued to your side. You wanna keep those elbows back behind you, and you wanna try to get your chest down as low as you can. Doing them on your knees, I prefer, because you get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Flip it around. You're gonna put your hands on your weights, and you're gonna go into a dip. Flip it back around, and you might be feeling a little fatigued. I know that I was. So let's try to get in as many as we can here. Remember, one good one is better than 10 bad ones. Push it back up, good. And then we go to the dips. Keep your hips off the ground, get your elbows back, keep your elbows in towards you, and press all the way up and through that top of the tricep. To a one-arm push-up. Now, the reason I love this is because, again, and I mentioned that God forbid you fall on one side, the opposite arm is the arm that'll push you up off the ground. Now, if I recall doing this video, I'm using a 10-pound weight, and I am struggling. So be gentle. I believe on the other arm, I went down to a 7.5 and did, instead of 8 reps, 10 reps. So I'm trying desperately to get that arm up overhead. To the other side, one arm push-up. To the one arm side skull crusher. You can tell I can execute this a little bit easier with the lighter weight. If you can push up and through the tricep and tighten it, you're better off than doing a heavy weight on this exercise. To a regular push-up, but focusing on the up and through and tightening that tricep on the up motion, 10 on your knees. And I've got my hands on a bench here. You can do them on the floor. You don't need anything to raise yourself up on. Turning around and doing dips again. Roll the shoulders back and squeeze up through the back of the arm. to a straight back. You're still engaging that tricep, but you're working the rear delt. If you can see yourself in the mirror, you're working up through that trapezius muscle, up toward the neck, in toward the rhomboids. Rhomboids connecting to the spine. To a straight body back. So you're trying to get your arms all the way back. Tighten those arms as tight as you can, anywhere between 8, 10, and 12. If you still have your tube available, we've got a tricep extension down, and you want to pulse it a little bit faster, anywhere between 10, 12, or 20. To an overhead tricep extension, bend forward, drop your chin to your chest, keep your elbows towards your ears, and press a little faster. Really trying to fatigue those triceps. I call this the try. So you're doing one try on one arm, your right arm, and one extension behind you on the back arm. Switching arms, but I turned around so you could see me from the front. Make sure you're extending that back arm. Now we're going to tighten up the tube. You're just going to wrap it around your wrists a couple of times depending on the length and the tightness of your tube, and you're pressing right out to your sides. Shoulders are down and isolated, and you're just simply pressing those arms out to your sides, engaging that tricep. Both weights come in for the bicep, out for the tricep, and a little bit of the medial delt. 5 pounds, 8 pounds is a lot at this point in the routine, so you can lighten up a little bit. I want you to really squeeze on the out, pull on the in. Make sure that shoulder's isolated. This is a Bosu ball. I'm kind of bringing the elbows back toward the body. I'm tucking my knees in toward my stomach. I get a little bit of core work here and a little bit of the rest of what's left of my triceps. I'm not kidding. And we're gonna move into the last, I hope this is the last push-up. On your knees, open those arms up. If you wanna just do this on the mat, just do this on the mat. Just push all the way through. If you guys are fatigued, take a breather, and you can finish after you've rested a little bit into child's pose and reach those arms above your head, okay? Here we go. We get a stretch. Reach those arms in front of you, stretching through the triceps. Perfect tricep stretch. You're going to bring that arm behind you, grab behind the elbow, and try to walk that hand down toward your cervical vertebrae, the bottom of your neck. And that's it, you guys. Good job. Be fit.